Councillors, officers and members of the public, welcome to the 19th of August 2026 Development Assessment Committee meeting. In accordance with Moorabool Shire Council governance rules, the Council will be recording and live streaming this meeting. The Moorabool News and Star Weekly have also been granted permission to record this meeting. All councillors are present with Councillor Sullivan online. There's no apologies. Can I get confirmation of the minutes? Do I have a mover? Councillor Bingham. Seconder. Councillor Berry. All in favour? Carried. Matters arising from previous minutes, there are none. Presentations, deputations, there are none. Disclosure of conflicts of interest, there are none. Moving along, 9.1, use and development of a dwelling at Lot 1, Shamrocks Road, Mount Edgerton. We don't have any registered speakers for this item. Councillors, are there any questions? We have a recommendation in front of us. Is anyone to move that? Councillor Bingham. A seconder. Councillor Ward. Anyone opposed? All in favour? Carried. 9.2, we have two speakers. Roman Nevesteski. Yep, I'll get you to come up first, and you'll have 3 minutes on the clock. And then councillors will ask you questions around that. Yep. Yeah, I think that one's a bit tricky. Press the button.
Okay, yeah, excellent. Hello, my name is Roman. I'm an applicant. We want to develop something for children, and I think it's a great opportunity for children to participate in our point of assembly, which they will have excursions from childcare centers and primary schools. Just to let you know that we try to work with the council and Western Water because there was an objections and the family from the farm next door. We worked with them from the start, and they point us at two ways how to do it, which we actually agreed. They also checked it with EPA, as far as I know, and we found the solution together. And Western Water removed the objection from proposal. As far as I understand, I've been told from Western Water that also the farm family, which next door to us, they also agreed to that. And then later on, it been told that actually they still have an objection, which we try to understand what's going on and how we actually can resolve it. But it's probably we're here today, so we think that it's a good project. It's actually for community, for the children in the childcare industry. And I think, we're doing something great. And like I said, we've done everything from council point of view, which, and also from Western Water, whatever they require to us to do, we actually done. Yeah, that's what I actually want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillors. Councillor Bingham.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. So the playground at the front of the property, has that been relocated yet, or?
Yeah, so basically it's, I'm on the way to relocate it. Basically it's a majority of it anyway is portable. It will take a day. If will be granted a permit, we will relocate it immediately. It will take maybe a day or two to just relocate it, but the majority of it, I removed it already. And it's just going to be, we're going to install some trees over there, and that's about it, yeah.
Any further questions? Councillor Minari.
Thank you. I just want to ask, so how long have you been working in children's services?
Yeah, approximately, I will say 9 to 10 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, we operate a childcare center. in Binhambel area, and I'm also a kinder teacher, so I think it will be just a great opportunity for our children from our childcare, but maybe from other places to come and visit us for the short trips. Again, we're not going to create any traffic or anything like that. We got a bus and a small bus. We're going to take children to the property and from the property. Tour is about like maybe 2 hours, so it's not something long, and yeah.
And just one more. So do you live at the residence?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any further questions, councillors? Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Councillor Sullivan?
I do have a
1 second, mate.
Sorry, Mr.
Officer.
Mayor, I do have a question of officers on this matter. It relates to what happens on days of total fire ban. Is there provision for this facility not to operate on those days or not?
So through the chair, the site is not covered by a bushfire management overlay, so there was no requirement to do a referral to CFA, who would normally put restrictions regarding operations during fire days, but there is nothing specified within the operation about not operating during fire ban days.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Peter Griffiths, who's an objector. It's a written submission in front of us, and also you come up to the front and you'll have 3 minutes.
Chairman, would you like me to read it out, or everyone got a copy of the letter?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Questions? Yeah, setting up recycled water irrigation next door. Under the EPA regulations, we're not allowed to water within 50 metres of the road. And with the childcare centre, the regulations are 100 metres. That's why we're asking for an exclusion zone. With roads 20 metres, so 30 metres inside the property. Just concerned a little bit if the property gets sold to new owners, we need to have restrictions all in writing. And that's what we're asking, that the exclusion zone be listed in the conditions.
Thank you, councillors.
Anyone got any questions?
Any questions? Councillor Bingham.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Questions of council officers?
Yep.
Now, there's a novel of conditions here. So without me reading line by line, is what the speaker is asking for in the conditions.
So through the chair, there's two components to it. One is the relocation of the playground area, which is part of the revised plans that have been submitted. And two, condition 24, this is a condition that we've added, that all playground areas must be located a minimum of 30 metres from the southern boundary. And at any time, if they do any revised layout, then that has to come back to us and Greater Western Water for approval.
Councillor Tatchell.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. G'day, Peter. What's the reason why they've got 50-metre boundary for your irrigation?
Just to stop the drift from any pathogens that might be still happen to be in the water for roads and anything with the limit of the sprinklers is 50 metres.
Right, so your neighbouring property, would that be, is that an issue?
It's 50 metres for our own houses or any neighbouring houses.
Could this be resolved if there was a buffer zone put in place?
Well, we've talked with the applicants, and they've agreed on with the road, there's 20 metres plus 30 metres gives us 100 metres from the.
So you're comfortable with that, Peter?
With that point, yeah, we're just concerned that it's not written clearly in the conditions, that if it's sold and a new owner takes over, heard some funny things go on with some childcare things, and we're just concerned that everything should be spelled out in the conditions.
Okay, a question to officers, if I can. So in your view, as part of your conditions, does that create a comfort for the objector in this, or do you think it needs to be worded differently or stronger?
So through the chair, I think the endorsed plans, which the applicant must comply with, and that specifies the setbacks in play, and then we've got a standalone condition. And that standalone condition was deliberately put in there to prevent anything changing over time, and that could even be with new landowners.
Yeah, thank you.
Councillor Ward?
Question for the officers, Mr Mayor, if I may. Mark, I may be a little bit slow on the uptake, but in the written submission from Peter, 5.4, is what Peter is asking for covered by condition 24 that you just spoke of? Just for clarity.
So we would say that the 30 metres, which is specified, and we've actually said the minimum of 30 metres, is covered by condition 24.
Yep. So I suppose, Peter, your concerns raised in 5.4 have been addressed in the conditions.
Well, yeah, so just for any new owner comes in, we'd just like to have seen it in the conditions specifically for that block.
May I continue with the officers? Yep. So, taking up Peter's concern, it's now explicitly listed in the conditions. That means that if a new owner comes in, they can't alter it without coming back to council for permission to alter something.
That's correct. So the condition applies to the land, not to the current permit applicant. So that goes with the land. And the condition is worded in such a way that two authorities actually have to sign off on any changes, and that includes Greater Western Water because they want to be involved in the process of any changes within that 30-metre area.
Councillor Tatchell?
A question to officers. How did this become retrospective?
Chair, the front playground area was actually created. It wasn't created for personal use, in other words, not for the occupants of the residence. They did say it was for children, so that reverts it to a place of assembly. So they created an activity that did not have planning permission at the time, so that's why it's retrospective planning permission.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions to Peter? Councillor Bingham?
No, Mr Mayor, I'm more than happy to move the recommendation.
Thank you, Peter. I've got a mover in Councillor Bingham. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Berry.
Need a second.
Anyone opposed? All in favour? Carried. (9.3) Planning permit amendment to permit. Okay. What's your recommendation, Councillor Kev? Yeah, I'll just finish reading it out first, if I can. Amendment to permit preamble and permit conditions for an approved 8-lot subdivision at 22 Crooks Court in Balan. We have two speakers in person. First one is Lee Clark, is the applicant. I'll get you to come up and have your 3 minutes.
Good evening, all. We meet again.
We're here again.
First of all, I just wanted to say thank you to the two councillors that weren't at last month's meeting. We've reached out to them and they've agreed to talk with our client, so thank you for providing that opportunity. I'm not sure whether you need me to go over our submission from last month. We kind of come to a conclusion where we're here again. What I might do is just sort of brief everybody again of where we landed at the end of last month's DAC meeting. So, Councillor Bingham, you asked for this to be stood down until Council could refer the review. You also requested the opportunity to put agreements on the permit that stops further subdivision and the development of multiple dwellings on the lot. Following the meeting, our officers submitted a draft condition to Council. In the agenda, the council planner has made some submissions that they don't think that those conditions are appropriate. Our client is here tonight and he's here to answer any questions that you may have. We obviously submitted that condition in the hope that we would be here tonight to have an alternative recommendation put forward. Now, if that alternative recommendation was put forward without those conditions but still supporting approval, then we would be happy with that. If an alternative recommendation was put forward with those conditions, then we would also be happy with that. So obviously we're here for an alternative recommendation. Your council's put forward a refusal at this point in time, so we are respectfully requesting an alternative recommendation to approve the amendment.
Thank you. Councillors, any questions? Councillor Freeman.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Just two questions, if that's all right, for officers. Can council officers just summarise why you've come to the tabled recommendation, please, how you sort of come to it?
So through the chair, the primary issue is the loss of integration of various subdivisions which are occurring in Crook Court. So this is an integrated planned area where a number of different landowners have actually decided to do their subdivision arrangements where they do have that connectivity between them. Losing this northern road would result in the northern lot, so this is not this subject land, but the northern lot, which is 14 Crook Court, unable to access this subdivision, and then that reduces pedestrian vehicle connectivity through the estate.
Just the other one, so the connectivity, that is the ramifications, or is there any other ramifications to the recommendation?
The other ramifications can be infrastructure services. So typically infrastructure services run through a road reserve or nature strip reserve. So removing that road reservation through that northern lot means that the immediate northern property, which is 14 Crook Court, would have to do all their services within their lot. And there could be issues with stormwater or providing certain infrastructure provision through their lot.
Thank you.
Councillor Bingham.
So my question was just going to be, if there was a 173, are you in agreement that there can be no further subdivision?
Yeah, so following the meeting, we drafted that condition of how it would read. That was discussions here at the meeting, and we were happy to put that forward. So our client, well, he's here tonight. If you want to ask him as well, but yes, he's comfortable with that agreement. Can I also just clarify in terms of the conditions on servicing? There's the block to the north can be connected to 2 road frontages where services can be directed. So there's no issue with servicing if this road wasn't to go through.
Councillor Tatchell.
Yeah, I just want to make a point of order that we've introduced a 173 discussion or question that's relevant to the alternative motion, but we've already had a councillor move the recommendation, albeit that it wasn't seconded. My concern is that, one, the planning scheme that's been allotted to the Bland planning already doesn't allow any buildings on that property anyway, by the 800 square metres. So it seems futile to me to introduce a 173 agreement when it's already covered by the scheme itself. My concern would be that for a number of years we've struggled with 173 agreements because they really are out of date in terms of where we move forward in terms of development. So my concern is that it's included in something that we haven't even moved, and the question's been asked about it, yet we have a recommendation that has been moved. So I think we need to follow some sort of due process here. So.
Yeah, point of order on that. With all due respect, that's exactly why I've asked questions. Thank you.
All right, any further questions? Councillor Minari.
I just have a question for maybe governance. I think in the past, in the last 6 years I've been here, I just thought we gave respect to an alternate on the table. So I'd like clarification around that, please.
Governance.
Through the chair, just a couple of points. One is there's an attempt to move a motion before speakers actually present. I actually agree that that is disrespectful, because the whole point of having speakers here to an item is to give them the ability to state their case and for council to take those issues on board in their consideration. So from a respect point of view, I can't see how a councillor can move without firstly listening to speakers. So that's my point in this. In terms of what's moved first, that is at the discretion of the chair. So you'll find nothing in the rules that says you must accept an alternate or you must accept the officer's recommendation. That's purely at the discretion of the chair. And I know that's difficult at times, because people do want to make a point and do want to test their recommendations, but it is purely at the discretion of the chair. So I hope I've explained that.
Councillor Minari.
Thank you. So I suppose I'd like to ask the Mayor, would you be supporting the original move?
I'm basically, we'll get through the speakers and then we'll get to what you've put forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Tatchell.
For exactly the same reasons as governance has mentioned, that we've actually exposed a predetermined position before the matter's even been put to council. So I think we need to rewind, and I think it needs to be withdrawn so that the speakers can continue, questions asked, and then whoever moves it, I mean, the council is more than welcome to move it at that point, but based on the current rules. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any further questions for? Thank you, Lee. Moving along, next speaker, Lee Hutchinson, the landowner, and he's here in person.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Councillors. We will be open for some questions shortly as well. More than happy to answer them. Obviously don't want to rehash everything that went on last month, but probably just a quick statement just on the overall project. And the reason, well, not so much the reason, but yeah, the 9-lot proposal meets the applicable minimum lot size in the planning scheme, maintains connectivity with the surrounding urban environment and provides pedestrian, cycling and vehicle connections, especially towards the Bland CBD, as does the 8-lot already approved permit. So the existing permit already addresses the necessary infrastructure requirements and has been approved as part of the 8-lot subdivision. So materially, that won't change for 9 lots at all. The existing permit already, in that context, requiring an additional section of the road to be constructed primarily to facilitate a potential future development to the north appears disproportionate, particularly where the timing and form of that future development are uncertain. It is speculative that that northern route will be used or discourage people from walking or cycling in the area. Apart from that, everything you would have already covered from last month's meeting.
Thank you. Councillors, are there any questions? Any questions of officers? Councillor Ward.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Question for Lee. Lee, I totally understand the concerns raised about the connectivity, about future development. There was discussion earlier about possible alternatives. Would you like to elaborate on that, if possible, please? Connectivity for future developments?
Alternatives from my site?
Yeah, from your side through to future developments above it.
If probably for 14 Crook Court is to use the unmanned Graham Street connection and also Crook Court, which Leah just mentioned before, has 2 street frontages already. And I suppose any future development on that site is subject to property owner, whether that's residential, could be aged care, and they do a complete new subdivision. So it's going to be a bearing on what that, I suppose, that developer or owner takes place.
Any further questions? Councillor Sutherland.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I have a question of officers, if I may. Mr Hutchinson touched upon or indicated, perhaps intimated, that road that's noted on the existing approved plan would need to be constructed. Is that what officers are expecting of a 9-lot subdivision? The 7-lot, the existing plan, that road would be constructed, or did you, if it were to go ahead, it would just remain set aside as a road, but without any formal construction? So, what are officers intending, please?
So the intent with that original plan as originally approved was to construct all the roadways. So you actually would have a southern roadway that then could connect into the southern subdivision, a northern roadway which would be fully constructed with the potential to go into that northern lot. So the intent is to actually construct all the roadways within the plan of subdivision.
A supplementary question, if I may. So, if the property that fronts Graham Street, lot 14, is not developed, isn't that a waste of resources? And to actually construct something that may never actually be required? I mean, we're still trying. I know we're crystal balling here, Mr Mayor. I apologise. I've got a bit of polish on the crystal ball, but we're actually trying to anticipate what may happen when, in fact, lot 14 may not be developed, and if it is, the design of that lot may not even require to have this road connection. So, anyway, I'm just putting that point forward. It does seem, difficult to sort of justify constructing the road. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any further questions? Thank you, mate. Thank you, Lee. All right, Councillor Minari. Yeah.
I'd like to move the alternate on the table, thank you.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Bingham. Anyone opposed? Councillor Freeman? No. Councillor Minari.
Thank you.
Opening argument.
I spoke at length last month, so I won't rehash everything, but I'll just mention a few major points. I'd like to see this subdivision completely finished. I don't want to have an open-ended road connection that sits there looking quite sad, and then, as you see over the years, it starts to become a dumping point, and I would not like that for the residents at all, because at the end of the day, we don't know how long, or if ever, the block to the north will ever be subdivided. So I'd like to see a finished product. That's the main aim here for the alternate. So in the alternate, obviously, I've worked with council to try and satisfy the objecting councillors from last month, and I hope I have done that in obviously noting the section 173, but also noting footpaths in item 40, recommendation 40, it was, I think, yes. And so I'll leave it there, and I hope that we are successful in the alternate. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Minari. Councillor Freeman.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. First of all, can I just ask a question of governance? This went to the Council's Growth Management Committee meeting on the 2nd of June 2021. Would that have then come to a council meeting or to be approved? Not being a planner or there at the time?
Officers.
Oops.
So, Through Mr. Mayor, the plan was developed and the plan was presented to council. I can't recall exactly at what meeting, whether it was the Growth Management Committee or the OMC, but the plan was adopted or presented to council for consideration and approval. It wasn't placed into the planning scheme because at that point in time, all the landowners worked collectively together and had consensus that this is the appropriate way forward.
Right, thank you. Okay, so starting off, I only received this 12-page alternative motion. It hit my email, it seems, at 9:02 or something this morning, but I didn't read it until noon today. As you know, I'm not a planner, and I don't believe anyone sitting around this table except for council officers are planners. So I've not had time to read in detail, so I don't feel I can make an informed decision on it. But I just feel that the proposed amendments to the planning permit creates an additional lot, but it also removes the road, cyclist and pedestrian access, which isn't in accordance with the municipal planning strategy. Because why I ask that question is Council's growth management on page 42, committee meeting determined on the 2nd of June 2021 to accept the Crook Court concept plan and required council officers to use the concept plan as the basis for discussions with future permit applicants. The Crook Court concept plan was prepared to provide an overall framework for the development of the area and provides for vehicle and pedestrian connectivity. The Crook Court concept plan was noted as the appropriate tool to communicate council's desired outcomes for this area and drive improved urban form outcomes. So if this actually came to council before my time, I believe there's at least 4 councillors here today who did approve that plan back then. And I just feel that the proposed amendment makes no attempt for integrated master planning of an area in transition to smaller size lots and instead represents a poor planning outcome. There are no planning grounds to support the amendment request. Also, there's no disrespect to anyone here, but I do find it difficult to understand that a developer from Ballarat wants to change Moorabool Shire's concept plan to make an extra block, to make extra profit, by my estimation of about 500K. I really can't approve this. Thank you.
What the developers do or what their income is irrelevant to what's on their table.
Thank you, but that's my perception. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Look, I'll keep it short and sweet. I won't go on about why I deferred this motion. That was quite clear at the last meeting. But I'll do note that in condition 78, yes, there's been talks of a 173. Yes, it's really great to see that condition is in this permit. As per the Planning Environment Act 1987, section 174, part 2, quite clear of the conditions we can impose, and certainly we can impose this condition. Also, section 62, part 2F, if you want to look that up, go do some homework. We can certainly, it's great that the applicant has agreed to a 173, but that section certainly gives us the power to force a 173. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Bingham. Councillor Kerr.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Pardon me. First of all, I'd like to apologise for appearing, my faux pas for appearing not to respect the speakers. Getting back to what's at hand. We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to give the future residents who will reside in this precinct an excellent state-of-the-art local road street layout by adopting our planner's recommendation. The subject site is one of 5 properties in the precinct for which there are current permits for multi-lot residential subdivisions, all containing an interconnected road network designed in accordance with the Moorabool Planning Scheme and in conjunction with the Crook Court concept plan that was put together by our officers and has been approved by a previous council. The proposal at hand is inconsistent with both the Mirrabul Planning Scheme and Council's adopted Crook Court Concept Plan. Overall, the proposed amendment to the planning scheme creates an additional lot and removes road, cyclist and pedestrian access, which is not in accordance with the municipal planning strategy, the planning policy framework, the municipal planning scheme, and in particular, the neighbourhood zone schedule 7 and in particular clause 56. The Mirrabul Planning Scheme promotes an integrated transport network which also caters for the needs of pedestrians and cyclists. The subdivision layout as proposed in this amendment is not based on planning grounds, but seeking to address ongoing financial costs, which is not a valid planning consideration. These internal non-collector roads should be designed in a way to make pedestrians and cyclists feel comfortable, and private car travel tending to feel in an alien environment, which the approved subdivision is designed to do. Removing the approved subdivision layout would result in a more indirect path of travel, discourages connectivity, particularly for pedestrians and cyclists, while on the other hand entrenching private car use. In this case, the approved local street network is even more important to encourage pedestrians and cyclists.
Point of order. Seriously?
As there is no public space in the vicinity for pedestrians, cyclists to take advantage of. This planning
We don't do
application...
points of order anymore? Is that what's going on?
Councillor Kerr,
We don't do that?
you're nearly wrapping it up?
Well, we don't do points of order.
Yeah.
We do.
I'm getting him to summarise it.
Okay.
Summarise what you've got there, John.
I shall wrap it up really
minutes is
quickly.
up.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. This planning application would remove the link to 14 Crook Court, which plans for pedestrians and vehicle connectivity and preventing any future subdivision of 14 Crook Court and from linking directly to the proposal and to other approved subdivisions in the neighbourhood. This proposed amendment would create an inappropriate road layout that undermines the functioning of the surrounding neighbourhood that has been subdivided in accordance with the Mirrabul Planning Scheme and the Crook Court Concept Plan.
Thank you, Councillor Kerr. Is there any other councillors who want to speak for or against? Councillor Berry.
Mayor, I'm
Your floor.
speaking for the alternative. Thank you. Just simply, I've listened to all the conversations.
I'll have another point of order. I mean, I called a point of order
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes ago. What, we don't do them? Or
No, we
do you
do.
want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Or are we just going to continue on as if it didn't happen?
Yeah. So basically, I asked him to stop, obviously, what he was doing.
You don't
and-
want the point of order, or you do?
Well, do we want to go to governance? That's up to you.
Well, the point of order doesn't have to go to governance.
Well, that's
I
your
have to just
call.
make a point of order.
Yeah.
The point of order is that
Yeah.
there is absolutely no way known
Yes?
all of those notes
Yeah.
were written in a 1-minute conversation,
Yeah.
which suggests that we had a predetermined position before we came into the room,
Yeah.
which flies in the face of what we do as a council.
Mm-hmm.
So my position is very clear on this, that you don't bring a speech into council when you have people that come in and speak,
Yeah.
that you take notes on, and we have, because if you don't, you've got a predetermined position.
Yeah.
That in itself is not the way council or the DAC operates.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a ruling on that.
Governance?
Through the chair, I think that's pretty much impossible to prove in that, you know, what councillors come in with what position in advance. I've already ruled in given advice in favour of the speakers and giving respect to the speakers. And I do agree that councillors must come in with an open mind, be prepared to listen to the speakers, be prepared to listen to debate, prepared to listen to alternate opinions, and then arrive in chamber at a position. So that's my perspective on it.
So in my position, obviously, within that, I've given Councillor Minari the opportunity to put this forward. So obviously that was introduced early, and now we're sitting on this. Councillor Berry.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Just briefly, I keep hearing the conversation around Lot 14. There's a family who lives in that lot, and I haven't heard or seen any conversations around they wish to subdivide in the future. I don't think we can make decisions on what-ifs. So, yeah, that's my main reason, and if we, have that road in there and it's never, ever developed, there will be access also into this subdivision, and if anybody chooses to walk through it, or albeit it's not via the original plan. So, that's my main reason for approving the alternative. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ward, you're for or against?
For the alternate, Mr Mayor.
Yep.
It's been interesting listening to this. I note I was one of the councillors was on council when this came to the Growth Management Committee some years ago. And back then we had a mesh concept plan, but that has been varied several times since subsequent developments, as plans always do. When we do a precinct structure plan, as they're developed, variations are made. That's not to say I'm disagreeing with the officers' work. I think their grounds for their recommendation certainly had merit, but upon visiting the site, my concern was if I could call it over the back, the properties over the back that border onto Graham Street. I think, in my humble opinion, I can't see them being developed any time in the near future. So I think we'd end up with a road going nowhere, if I could put it that way, Mr Mayor. So I'm supportive of the alternate recommendation. I think council should be, and we work very hard to attract investment from outside the council, and we should give developers and their proposals due consideration and respect. So, I certainly support the alternate. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Sullivan?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I do note, I speak in support of the alternative. I do note that there's been many references to the Crook Court concept plan, but I do note even in the report itself that just sort of notes that in June 2021, council accepted the Crook Court plan. It didn't adopt it, it accepted it. It's like accepting a report. And I think we need to sort of, and further on, it just notes that for discussion with future permit applicants, it's not like it's not like a concept, a precinct plan which council adopts, which has more weight. This was just a document which was prepared, trying to sort of make sense of an area that's been compromised by previous development when the area was not suited and goes back to the Shire of land. So we're dealing with a compromised area anyway. I think it's broadly in line, and I think we have to sort of understand that we live in an imperfect world with respect to these areas where there has been development. And I do note that in the concept plan itself, if you overlay that over the present development in the area, it would require several houses to be removed to occur. I don't think that's going to happen. So we just have to accept what's here and now, not hypotheticals what may or may not happen. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Any further for or against? Councillor Minari, closing argument.
Thank you. I won't repeat what some councillors have said tonight in terms of in favour of the alternate, because I'd be repeating myself, especially in terms of the Crook Court mesh concept plan. Many councillors are exactly right. It is a guide, and we have to remember that in this exact meeting last year, we approved a handful of subdivisions that altered the mesh concept plan. So we were done then and there last year. So thank you for all councillors that have spoken, and I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Minari. We have a mover in Councillor Minari. We have a seconder in Councillor Bingham. All those in favour? No, you don't.
Oh.
All right. All those in favour? All those against? Carried. All those in favour?
I'll put my hand up, Mr Mayor. I don't understand.
No, you're right, mate.
To be honest.
Yeah, I know. Councillor Tatchell, Councillor Minari, Councillor Berry, Councillor Bingham, Councillor Ward. All those against? And Councillor Sullivan is for. All those against? Councillor Keogh, Councillor Freeman and Councillor Venditti Taylor. Thank you. Councillors, Councillor Keogh, is there any other business?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. No more business.
Councillor Tatchell, is there any other business?
Yeah, I have a quick one. It's Belan Lorry's first birthday coming up, I think next weekend, is it? Weekend up?
This weekend.
This weekend, I'll be out of the loop, but I haven't noted an invitation for any of the councillors to turn up. Is there a reason?
We've just previously spoken about that and there's no online invitations so far to any councillors.
Okay.
Yeah. But there hasn't been a invitation sent out individually. Councillor Minari, any other business?
No, thank you.
Councillor Sullivan, any other business?
No other business, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Berry, any other business?
No other business, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Bingham, any other business?
No other business, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Freeman, any other business?
No other business. Thank you, Mr
Councillor
Mayor.
Ward, any other business?
No, Mr Mayor.
The next Development Assessment Committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, the 16th of September 2026. Thank you, councillors, officers and members of the public for attending this evening's meeting and now declare this meeting closed. Thank you.